Have you ever noticed that some people seem to attract prosperity naturally, without chasing it, without forcing anything, almost as if life itself cooperates with them? They are not always the hardest workers, nor the most ambitious, yet money flows into their lives with less resistance. Bills feel lighter. Decisions feel simpler. There is a quiet sense that things are working as they should. As we grow older, this difference becomes more visible. In our younger years, we often believe prosperity comes only from effort, speed, and ambition. We push, we compete, we worry. But later in life, many begin to notice something else. Some people slow down, yet their lives become more stable. Others keep pushing, yet feel increasingly exhausted. This is where Feng Shui speaks not of luck, but of alignment. Natural prosperity is not sudden wealth. It is not winning or dramatic success. It is the absence of constant struggle. It is having enough without feeling chased by expenses. It is waking up without financial anxiety sitting on the chest. In traditional Feng Shui, this kind of prosperity is considered more valuable than rapid gain because it supports health, relationships, and peace of mind. For middle-aged and older people in the United States, this idea resonates deeply. At this stage of life, most are no longer trying to prove themselves. They are trying to protect what they have built. They want stability. They want predictability. They want money to serve life, not dominate it. Natural prosperity answers this desire quietly. In Feng Shui teachings, prosperity is described as a flow. When life is aligned, the flow meets little resistance. When life is misaligned, how even strong effort feels heavy. This is why two people can live through the same year, under the same economy, and experience completely different financial realities. One feels supported, the other feels blocked. The year 2026 carries special meaning in this understanding. It is the firehorse year, a combination that brings movement, exposure, and activation. Firehorse energy does not reward force, it rewards rhythm. Those who are already living in a way that suits this rhythm often find that prosperity appears without extra effort. Opportunities feel natural rather than stressful. Decisions feel clearer rather than confusing. Natural prosperity often arrives in forms that are easy to overlook. A steady income that does not fluctuate. Expenses that remain manageable. Small improvements that accumulate quietly. There is no drama. No excitement. Yet over time, life feels easier. In Feng Shui, this is considered a sign of harmony between person and time. Many people miss this kind of prosperity because they are looking for something louder. They expect prosperity to feel thrilling. When it feels calm instead, they dismiss it. But elders have always known that calm is the true sign of blessing. When prosperity arrives with noise, it often leaves with noise as well. Chinese zodiac wisdom adds another layer to this understanding. Each zodiac sign carries a different natural pace. Some signs push, some observe, some adapt. In certain years, pushing creates resistance, while alignment creates flow. In 2026, the firehorse year highlights this difference clearly. Some zodiac signs are naturally positioned to attract prosperity simply by continuing to live as they already do. This does not mean these signs do nothing. It means they do not fight the year. Their habits, values, and rhythms fit the energy of the time. Money finds them because there are fewer obstacles. Life feels less demanding because they are not swimming against the current. As we move forward, we will explore why the firehorse year allows this natural prosperity to appear, and which Chinese zodiac signs are most aligned with it. Listen calmly. This is not a message about becoming someone else. It is about recognizing whether life is already working with you and how to avoid disrupting that quiet support. To understand why prosperity flows more naturally in 2026, we need to look closely at the Feng Shui nature of the firehorse year itself. Not every year invites ease. Some years demand correction. Some demand patience. The firehorse year, however, activates what is already in motion. It does not create new paths from nothing. It reveals which paths are clear and which are blocked. Fire is the element of visibility. It brings things into the open. In daily life, this means that habits, decisions, and structures that have been quietly forming over time become noticeable in their results. For people who have built steady routines, controlled spending, and clear priorities, fire works in their favor. It removes friction. For those living in disorder or constant urgency, fire exposes weakness and creates stress. The horse adds movement and rhythm. Horse energy does not stop to wait for perfection. It moves forward in cycles, responding to timing rather than force. In 2026, this creates a powerful combination. Prosperity flows best to those who know when to move and when to stay still. This is why the year feels easier for some and exhausting for others. It is not about effort, it is about rhythm. Natural prosperity in a firehorse year appears when effort and outcome feel balanced. You do what needs to be done, and the result follows without excessive struggle. You make a decision, and it does not create chaos. This does not mean life becomes effortless. It means resistance decreases. In Feng Shui, this reduction of resistance is the true sign of alignment. For middle-aged and older individuals, this dynamic feels familiar. Many have learned through experience that pushing harder does not always solve problems. Sometimes, stepping back allows things to resolve on their own. The firehorse year respects this wisdom. It favors those who act decisively but not impulsively, who maintain order but allow movement. Another important feature of 2026 is speed. Opportunities appear quickly, but so do consequences. This is why natural prosperity is not about chasing every chance. It is about recognizing which chances belong to you. When something feels rushed or uncomfortable, it is often a sign that it is not aligned. When something feels calm and timely, even if small, it often carries lasting benefit. Feng Shui teaches that prosperity is not something to grab, it is something to receive. In a firehorse year, those who are constantly reaching may miss what is already arriving. Those who remain present and attentive notice subtle improvements. Smoother transactions, supportive relationships, fewer financial surprises. These are the markers of natural prosperity. This year also highlights the importance of simplicity. Complex arrangements, overextended commitments, and scattered focus create friction under firehorse energy. Simpler structures flow more easily. Clear routines, manageable obligations, and honest communication support prosperity without effort. This is why many people feel relief in 2026 when they reduce rather than expand. Chinese Zodiac wisdom tells us that some signs are naturally suited to this environment. Their temperaments align with movement without chaos. Their habits support clarity rather than tension. For these signs, prosperity in 2026 feels almost automatic. Not because they are favored, but because they are already in harmony with the year's energy. In the next part, we will begin to explore the first group of Chinese zodiac signs who attract prosperity in 2026 without needing to force it. For them, the firehorse year does not demand change. it simply rewards consistency and balance. We now turn to the first group of Chinese zodiac signs who attract prosperity in 2026 without effort or struggle. For these signs, money does not arrive because they push harder or change who they are. It arrives because their natural way of living already matches the rhythm of the firehorse year. They experience fewer obstacles, smoother decisions, and a quiet sense that things are finally flowing. The first sign in this group is the rabbit. Rabbits are gentle, cautious, and deeply aware of their surroundings. Throughout life, they tend to avoid extremes. They do not rush into conflict, and they rarely gamble with their security. Financially, this often means slow progress, but also fewer mistakes. In many years, rabbits may feel overlooked, while others move ahead more visibly. In 2026, this cautious nature becomes a strength. Firehorse energy moves quickly, and those who rush often create instability. The rabbit, however, continues to move at a steady pace. Expenses remain under control. Income remains predictable. Decisions made earlier begin to show their value. Prosperity appears as stability rather than growth. For the rabbit, this is a blessing. Life feels manageable. The advice is simple. Do not abandon your rhythm because others appear to be moving faster. Your prosperity lies in consistency. The second sign in this group is the pig. Pigs are generous, warm, and naturally optimistic. They believe that life tends to work out, and often it does. In earlier years, this optimism may have led to overgiving or overspending. But by middle age, many pigs have learned moderation through experience. This maturity changes everything in 2026. Under firehorse energy, the pig attracts prosperity through ease. Opportunities feel less stressful. Money comes without conflict. Support appears from family or long-standing relationships. What makes this prosperity natural is the pig's ability to enjoy without excess. When gratitude replaces indulgence, the flow remains smooth. The warning for the pig is to avoid slipping back into old habits. Prosperity stays when balance is respected. For both the rabbit and the pig, prosperity in 2026 does not demand transformation. It rewards alignment. Their calm approach, combined with lived experience, allows money to move through life with less resistance. There is no urgency, no pressure, no need to prove anything. In the next part, we will explore the second group of Chinese zodiac signs who experience prosperity in a different way. For them, prosperity grows quietly through stability and discipline, offering reassurance rather than excitement. As we move into the second group, we meet Chinese zodiac signs whose prosperity in 2026 grows through stability rather than momentum. These are signs that have learned, often through long experience, that consistency protects more wealth than speed. Their lives may not look dramatic from the outside, but beneath the surface, order and discipline create a strong foundation that the firehorse year naturally supports. The first sign in this group is the ox. Oxen are known for responsibility, endurance, and a strong sense of duty. Over many years, they often carry financial and family obligations quietly, sometimes at the expense of their own comfort. In faster years, this steady nature can feel like a disadvantage. Others take risks, change direction, or chase opportunity, while the ox remains committed to what is already built. In 2026, firehorse energy does not disrupt this rhythm. Instead, it smooths it. Costs feel easier to manage. Long-term plans begin to show results. Assets that were acquired patiently gain value or become more useful. Prosperity for the ox appears as relief, fewer emergencies, fewer surprises, a growing sense that what has been built will hold. The advice for the ox is not to doubt this calm. Stability is the reward. Sudden change is the danger. Listening too closely to voices urging dramatic action can disturb what is already working. The second sign in this group is the rooster. Roosters are precise, organized, and attentive to detail. They naturally seek order in their surroundings and routines. Financially, this often translates into careful budgeting, planning, and a dislike of waste. In earlier years, this attention to detail may have seemed excessive or unrewarded, especially when others appeared to advance more quickly. In the firehorse year, this discipline becomes a quiet advantage. Prosperity flows because fewer leaks exist. Small inefficiencies are corrected. Daily habits support long-term security. The rooster may not gain dramatically, but they lose less than others. Over time, this difference becomes significant. The warning for the rooster is rigidity. While stability is powerful in 2026, refusing any adjustment can create mis-ease. One thoughtful improvement can enhance the prosperity already present. For the ox and the rooster, prosperity in 2026 does not arrive as excitement. It arrives as reassurance. Life feels more predictable. Financial pressure softens. The future feels less uncertain. This kind of prosperity is deeply valued later in life because it supports peace of mind rather than ambition. In the next part, we will look at the final group of Chinese zodiac signs who are most aligned with firehorse energy itself. For them, prosperity becomes more visible, and responsibility grows alongside opportunity. We now arrive at the final group of Chinese zodiac signs who are most aligned with the energy of the firehorse year itself. For these signs, prosperity in 2026 becomes more visible and more active. It does not arrive accidentally. It appears because their natural traits resonate strongly with movement, clarity, and timing. Yet with this alignment comes responsibility. When prosperity flows easily, choices carry greater weight. The first sign in this group is the dragon. Dragons are often associated with strength and leadership, but what truly defines them in later life is judgment. Many dragons spend their younger years testing limits, learning through experience rather than restraint. By the time they reach maturity, they carry hard-earned wisdom. In 2026, firehorse energy amplifies this evolved strength. Prosperity appears when dragons step into roles that require guidance, authority, or vision. Income may increase through leadership positions, advisory roles, or expanded influence. What keeps prosperity flowing is humility. Dragons who listen as much as they lead find that support grows naturally. Those who push too forcefully risk resistance. The second sign in this group is the horse. For those born under the horse sign, 2026 is a year of resonance. The energy of the year mirrors their own, creating both opportunity and intensity. Horses are driven, independent, and capable of sustained effort. In the firehorse year, doors open quickly when intention is clear. Career paths may shift. Independence may increase. Financial improvement can be noticeable. But this same energy can overwhelm if unchecked. The horse must remember to rest. Prosperity remains when movement is balanced with care for health and relationships. Even strong energy needs grounding. The third sign in this group is the monkey. Monkeys are adaptable, intelligent, and creative. Over a lifetime, they gather skills across many areas, sometimes without seeing how they connect. In 2026, Firehorse energy brings focus. Prosperity appears when the monkey recognizes which opportunity truly matters and commits to it fully. Timing becomes sharp. Decisions feel clear. The challenge lies in distraction. When too many options appear, the monkey must choose depth over variety. Prosperity grows when attention is concentrated. For the dragon, the horse, and the monkey, prosperity in 2026 can feel like a turning point. Life becomes more responsive. Effort produces clearer results. Yet this alignment must be respected. Firehorse energy moves quickly. What is gained easily can be lost easily if awareness fades. Prosperity stays when action remains grounded in wisdom. In the next part, we will reflect on how even natural prosperity can fade, and how Feng Shui teaches us to protect the flow once it begins. Even when prosperity flows naturally, Feng Shui reminds us that nothing remains by accident. Natural prosperity is gentle, but it is also sensitive. It stays only when life remains ordered, intentions remain clear, and relationships remain balanced. In the Firehorse year of 2026, this lesson becomes especially important because energy moves quickly and reacts strongly to disruption. One way natural prosperity begins to fade is through impatience. When life feels easier, people may feel tempted to accelerate, to expand too quickly, or to take on more than is necessary. Firehorse energy amplifies movement, but it does not protect excess. When expansion outpaces structure, tension appears. Expenses increase. Obligations multiply. What once felt smooth begins to feel heavy. Feng Shui teaches that prosperity prefers steadiness over speed. Another common cause of loss is ambition that ignores rhythm. Wanting more is natural, but in 2026, forcing growth often creates resistance. Natural prosperity thrives when actions feel timely rather than urgent. When decisions feel rushed or uncomfortable, it is often a sign that alignment is slipping. Listening to this signal protects what has already arrived. Family harmony also plays a crucial role. In traditional Feng Shui, prosperity is believed to settle where relationships are calm. Conflict, an unresolved resentment, or emotional distance within the household creates energetic disturbance. Money gained during such times often brings stress rather than comfort. This is why elders advise tending to family matters during favorable years, not postponing them. Another subtle danger is forgetting gratitude. When prosperity feels natural, it can be taken for granted. Awareness dulls, attention shifts elsewhere. Yet gratitude is what keeps awareness alive. It reminds us that ease is not guaranteed, and that caring for what we have matters more than chasing what we do not. To protect natural prosperity in 2026, the guidance remains simple. Maintain routines that support order. Avoid unnecessary complexity. Respect rest as much as action. Keep commitments manageable. When life feels smooth, resist the urge to test limits. Prosperity that arrives quietly stays when it is treated gently. In the final part, we will close this reflection with calm wisdom and a traditional blessing, reminding us that the most valuable prosperity is not what grows quickly, but what remains steady. As we come to the close of this reflection, it is important to slow down and recognize what natural prosperity truly offers. In Feng Shui, prosperity is not measured only by how much arrives, but by how peacefully it stays. When life feels less demanding, when money supports daily needs without constant worry, and when decisions no longer carry heavy fear, prosperity is already present. For those who find that 2026 feels supportive, the greatest wisdom is not to change course, but to remain steady. Continue living in the way that allowed alignment to form. Avoid unnecessary noise. Avoid comparing your path to others. Natural prosperity thrives in quiet awareness. It weakens when attention drifts toward pressure, urgency, or excess. For those whose year feels calm rather than abundant, remember this: calm is not absence. It is foundation. Passing through a year without major financial strain, without serious loss, and without emotional exhaustion is a form of prosperity often underestimated. Later in life, this stability protects health, relationships, and peace of mind more than any dramatic gain. Feng Shui teaches that prosperity follows harmony. When daily life is ordered, when commitments are manageable, and when the heart remains settled, money flows with less resistance. When life becomes scattered, prosperity scatters as well. This is not punishment. It is balance. Understanding this allows us to work with time rather than against it. I will close in the way elders have always closed such guidance, not with promises, but with a blessing. May your income remain sufficient and your expenses light. May your home stay calm and your relationships steady. May you recognize the prosperity already present in your life, and may you protect it with care rather than urgency. And may the firehorse year of 2026 support you gently, allowing life to move forward with ease instead of strain. If these words brought clarity or comfort, consider sharing them with someone you care about. Ask about their zodiac sign. Listen to their experience. Wisdom deepens when it is shared slowly, without insistence. In future reflections, we will continue exploring how alignment, awareness, and rhythm shape prosperity beyond any single year.